What up, y'all? So we have had some technical difficulties the last 2 or 3 times we tried this, so we decided to go live a little bit early this time. And of course, when I decided to do it early, I have no problems. Went smooth. The orientation's correct. We're back in the little studio in here. The studio is also the bedroom. It kind of took a beating for a while when we were reorganizing everything. There's still a bunch of crap in here, and we kind of reorganized what you could see so it would look the part, but there's lures everywhere and boxes everywhere and stuff everywhere, and it's that time of year when we get cranking again. So anyway, we're going to start it off today with some questions and answers. So I'm going to let the audience build a bit, and I'm going to try to it says try pressing that again. Come on. Anyway, audio or video not available. Man, are you kidding me?
Well, turn it off Wi-Fi and just do it off data.
I don't think it'll work.
Why? Oh, look. Hey, I think it is working.
All right,
actually.
We're back. So hopefully this time it works. So we tried to start early, and then I jinxed myself by saying because we started early, everything went smoothly, and then it started kicking us off of there. So anyway, we're back. Hopefully we're on time. Tonight we're going to do a question and answer session and answer a bunch of your questions. We're going to let the audience build a bit. Sorry about the connectivity issues. Hopefully everything will run smooth from here. And I'm going to try turning this light off for a second. So let's just see how that does.
Ooh, that was bright for a second.
It's bright for a second, but I mean, is that too dark?
It's like mood lighting.
I think it's all right.
Hey,
I mean, I think that's fine. We're not blind.
What's up?
I think we're good right here. What do you guys think? Tell me if it's too dark on your side of the
Ron Jimmy said,
sphere.
"What up, y'all bunch of hookers?"
Or is it
He just turned on the hooker lighting. Ooh,
yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Is this bright enough? I mean, it looks good over there, don't it? Yeah. So
I'm
anyway,
pretty sure it's okay.
we're gonna go with it. So let's start it off with some questions and answers. As soon as we're done with the question and answers, I'm gonna give you guys a bit of an update about, all things kayak bass fishing, all things Kristie and Chad and all that good stuff, and then we're going to go from there. I'm trying to angle this thing just right. What up, you two lovebirds? Two also lovebirds.
Big day coming up soon, let me tell you. 2 weeks from today, y'all. Like, at this time, 2 weeks from now, I will be there.
What was the question about the wood things? Sorry about that, because I did get the wood signs. They're out in the workshop. Austin's been taking forever to get the...
Oh, yeah.
The power ran. Austin's like a journeyman electrician, and he's supposed to be running the power out there for almost a month now. And I've got them set on my desk.
It's a long journey.
I've got them on my table out there set up to do a video about it. And I didn't forget about the signed hat. So email Kristie Bass Fishing, KristieBassFishing@gmail.com, KRISTIE bassfishing@gmail.com. If there's something that we owe you that you haven't gotten communications on, or what have you, and we'll get that taken care of. So, hey, tonight I'm going to give away one of these. So I always give away like my stuff, promoting kayak bass fishing and stuff like that. And I've given some awesome stuff away to sponsor, support some of my other sponsors. But Yak Attack, Luther's one of my best friends on the planet, was supposed to be one of my groomsmen, ended up having a family conflict, and he's got to stay home for that, which makes total sense. But tonight we're going to give away one of these Yak Attack hoodies right here, and you can look this sexy yourself. So we are going to, after the video goes live, I want you guys to hashtag Yak Attack and the video. After the video goes live on the YouTube channel, hashtag Yak Attack, and we're going to give away one of these hoodies tonight. And to one of the people that says hashtag Yak Attack, and we'll pick the winner within the first 24 hours. We will declare the winner on the comment section of this video, and Kristie will be available at KristieBassFishing@gmail to process that claim and claim that prize for you. If you are coming to the Kayak Bass Fishing National Championship and you have to win it, we'll just get Yak Attack to bring it because they'll be there along with a bunch of our other awesome sponsors. And so, anyway.
Did you tell them to do it afterwards?
What we got? Yeah, after the video, when the video's live. Not while we're chatting.
Not while it's live.
I mean, when the video goes live, when the video is posted to Kayak Bass and TV's YouTube channel, not while we're live. So, anyway. Obviously, not everyone understood that. Sorry about the misunderstanding.
Miller saying, "Hey, Chad, take your lover to my cabin in Broken Bow."
Hey,
there's a hot tub.
I got the email. I haven't responded yet because I forgot, and then I right then immediately, and I was going to bring it up the next day. Then I completely.
I don't know where that is.
It's in Oklahoma.
That's a bit far. I was going to say he's made no plans for the honeymoon. That's 2 weeks away.
No, I've made plans.
No,
yeah,
he's not made plans.
Oh yeah, I have. She just doesn't think I have. Anyway.
So I was going to say, if it's in Alabama, maybe that could be what we do.
We're going to Wetumpka, Alabama. That's what we're doing. That's the plan. This woman's been with me over a year. She should understand that's how we roll. That's how it works. Anyway, so questions. Shoot them. I'm going to try to get in here so I can read them.
Hey, I'm just going to say, I haven't seen a question.
See? One of our plans people just chimed in and said, oh, yes, he has. What you got now, woman?
Well, look at that. So...
Anyway...
What I was going to say is I haven't really seen a lot. There's... Oh, I need to take that off.
Yeah, kill that person, the dirty person.
Can we kill them?
Yeah, just click on them and kill them.
No, I got
wait, maybe I got to do it.
No, I killed them.
So, Brandon Kidd asked for an All Pro Rods update.
Woo!
So we narrowed the All Pro Rods inventory down to 32 rods. We have basically been communicating with the rod builder. We've got everything queued up. We're getting final prices. We're getting the decals remade with decal connection to get the labels redone. We will have every rod that All Pro Rods has in inventory at the Kayak Bass Fishing National Championship, the Open, and the Rendezvous at the Paris Convention Center. We'll be there for 3 days with those. We'll be doing some smoking deals, and we'll also be selling some of the new rods before they're even available on the market. How many young guns are signed up so far? I'm not sure, but if you want to know how many people are signed up for a tournament, simply go to that event on TourneyX, click on it, and scroll down past all the instructions in the description, and the leaderboard will be there, and it'll show you how many people are signed up. No problem, Brandon. Thanks for asking the question. We are this close to getting the All Pro Rods cranked up again. And what's the other? Let me get some of these questions in here. Is there a limit on KBF memberships? What does that mean? Meaning, do we cap it? You can
have one.
No, yeah, you can have as many memberships as you want. In fact, you can buy one for all your neighbors and your friends. No, there's no limit per se on KBF memberships. I don't know why my comments keep going. There we go. Chad's plans include going to the Golden Corral and getting that senior citizens discount, honeymoon special. Nah, no Golden Corral. We still trying to drop them LBs. What's the best temp for bass spawning? All right, so basically bass start exhibiting pre-spawn behavior somewhere in the low to mid-50s. They really start to act spawn-ish. They start to move in the high 50s into the low 60s. And somewhere around 61.5, 62 degrees, their metabolism hits that full-on spawn. There's several different phases of the spawn, and not all bass spawn at the same time. But for the most part, it's done by 70 degrees. So the moon has a lot to do with it, but certain other things have, there's a lot of other factors like the weather and things like that. Yeah, let's see here. They were right on there, Kentucky Lake, and then they got pushed back by the front. Yes, they did. Do you ever go fishing with subscribers? Would love to come fish with you somewhere. So that is Grab Life by the Fish. Absolutely. I fish with subscribers. So Grab Life by the Fish, here's an easy way to do this. You just ask the question, email Kristie, and we'll coordinate you coming fishing with us. Real simple. No fancy giveaway, no tasking. Grab Life by the Fish, email Kristie, KristieBassFishing@gmail. We will hook it up, and we'll go fishing with you. Pretty simple. I have a bad hip and back and never fish from a kayak. What would you be your go-to? What kayak try? Any of the kayaks with the kind of lawn chair style seats are perfect. I love the Wilderness Systems kayaks, obviously. Jackson's got great seats. Hobie's got great seats. Native has got some phenomenal seats. From what I've heard, the Feel Free has got a good seat. I haven't spent much time in it. And let's see here. Travis Ashley asked me if I will see them on the Clarksville Trail this year. Yes, if you guys can help me and not coordinate all your dates the same time as another event, I'll definitely come to some of those events. You guys come to Dover, and we're going to do a joint event there. And come see us at Dover. We're going to have an event there. So let's see here. We were in Kentucky at Barren River Lake, and I'm not sure. Oh, that's you. Never mind.
I was answering something else.
Stick a snake in it. What does that mean? Anyway, Grab Life by the Fish is good people's. Jason Cobb said, hey, KBF, what would be the best shrimp or squid in saltwater? They both work. Mullet's probably the best all around. And, so I know nothing about kayaks. I was looking at the Cobra Fish and Dive. Do you know it? Yes, I do. I would look at something else. Seriously, I'd look at anything else, to be honest with you. They're old, they're slow, they're not that stable. They were more designed for diving than fishing, so I would look at something else. Cameron, we come to Chattanooga pretty regular, so hit us up, watch me on Instagram, and let's coordinate going fishing when I'm coming through the area. But yeah, we're over there quite a bit. Is the Pescador Pilot pedal drive any good? You know what, Matt? I don't really know. I did maybe one or two kind of test pedals with it. It was in a prototype phase. I haven't really pedaled it since the new version came out, and I can't tell you one way or the other whether or not it's a good boat. There's a gentleman out of North Alabama that asked me a bunch of questions about it. I did the best I can to answer him, and then I think he has since gotten more experience than me. If you go to my Facebook page, one of my Facebook friends, a guy named Greg Massa. As far as I know, he's got more experience around here than anybody I know. Yes, smallmouth are definitely good to go. Southern Bassin said, just caught a bass on the new yak. Please go check it out on Instagram at Southern Bassin _103. Southern Bassin, do me a favor, tag at Kayak Bass Fishing in it. I'll go find you and I'll share the photo, or DM it to me on Instagram and we'll share the photo for you. What is my favorite and or current anchor setup? So I've got a couple of different ways that I do my anchoring. For the most part, I use the power pole in shallow water. I like the Anchor Wizard. The Anchor Wizard is pretty awesome because it is very, very, very good for deep water. It's also a great augmentation and supplement, good supplement to the power pole. And can you kill that Truth Hurts person, please?
I don't know.
I don't know. Let me see if I can do it. Hold on a second, guys.
Oh, there we are.
Listen, guys, if you're going to be rude, I'm going to boot you off of here, and you're going to be booted forever. So, all right, sorry about that, guys. Am I coming to Pennsylvania? Yes, I'm coming to Pennsylvania. Stay tuned this year. I will definitely be coming there. I'll be coming there quite a bit, actually. Probably 3 times this year, I think I'm going to be in and or around Pennsylvania. Hey, look under that deer skull right there and hand me that that little box right there. I want to show everybody. I'm going to show you guys at home something. Am I coming back to South Florida? Alex, yes, I am. Is that Alex who asked that?
Right here.
Alex, hey, yes, I'm definitely coming back to South Florida. So I'm going to give you guys a sneak peek at something. I don't even know if I'm supposed to give you a sneak peek at it, but I got this the other day. I actually went and played with it in the yard. It's been so cold and I've had so much going on that this is the new prototype of Ponduck said, let's see that buck. Hold on a second and I'll show you guys that. I'll show you that deer. Have I ever fished Sheeran Harris Lake in North Carolina? No, I haven't. NC Fish On, but hit us up. Hit Kristie up and tell us when to come, and we'll definitely come there and do that. So anyway, this right here is a new prototype of the Anchor Wizard. So you see the height on this thing right here? You know, this is a lower profile than the other Anchor Wizard. It's a copolymer frame, and it is a new handle design, a little more compact design, and it's got a pretty slick base on it where the thing pops into the top. That's it. That's all I'm showing you. I'm just letting you know that there's a new Anchor Wizard on the way that's pretty sick. The old Anchor Wizard is still awesome. I use that more than anything else. And Cameron said, I'll send you a message on Instagram. Sounds good. Sharon Harris is on fire. Got you. Y'all send Kristie a message and we'll talk to you about coming to North Carolina. Jace, oh yeah, definitely going to be in La Crosse in August. We're actually going to be there once in June and then again in August. So the line on there right now is 40 feet, but there is enough room in the spool, as you can see right there. I got my finger inside there. There's enough room in the spool to add probably another 20 feet. So you can probably get 60 feet of line on there, or you can drop it down a little deeper. You can add a little bit more line to it. Have I ever been kayak fishing in South Carolina, and will you do a rematch? Yes, I'm definitely doing a rematch with Iaconelli. I have been fishing in South Carolina quite a bit. Santee Cooper is one of my favorite lakes in the country, and Shepherd of the Light. I'm shouting you out now, Shepherd of the Light. So thanks for the ask on the shout out. Robbie, we are definitely coming back to South Carolina. In fact, Monday or Tuesday, I should be getting word on whether or not we're bringing a trail event to Santee Cooper this year and an open back to Santee Cooper next year. So there's some pretty exciting stuff happening. What up, Chad? What's up, soon to be Mrs. Chad? That's what they're calling you now.
Mrs. Chad, I love it.
Have I ever fished in Iowa? I have not, Scuff Thumbs. I've never fished in Iowa. I checked your channel out the other day, by the way. So you guys go check out Scuff Thumbs Fishing. His YouTube channel's pretty cool. Looks like he's just getting started, but definitely trying to share the love. Hey, I do want to give another shout out. A guy that I've been watching quite a bit lately. And there's this weird thing. I got a message from somebody that said, hey, man, you ought to go check out this guy. He's trying to make kayak fishing videos. I don't know what that meant, but the guy's doing a really good job. His name's Greg Blanchard. Greg was in Texas recently. I think he's going out to California now. Definitely looking to hook up with him and fish at some point. So I don't really do the whole hating on other people thing. I wish everybody success. I do believe a rising tide raises all ships. And, I'm in this thing. I love it. I am blessed to be able to do what I do. So I'm not going to hate on somebody else trying to do the same thing.
Greg is the man. They've been watching Greg for a long time.
Yeah, Greg is awesome, man. So I've been watching this stuff. I'm a big fan of other content on YouTube. So my buddy, I do know that, is it Alex? Am I saying that right? I call you AF when I see your videos, but I definitely have watched your videos before. Post your video link up, and I'll give you the shout out. I'll holler at you. So Alex. So Alex, here's the deal. I've watched your stuff. I see your photos. I kind of like or comment on as much of your stuff as I can. So my buddy Ben asked me to show this. This is that buck I killed. Was it last year? No, it was season before last. This is a bow kill. It was a pretty good buck. I set him to stand up the hill, and Austin didn't sit there, so I ended up cutting this buck off ahead of him, but it was chasing a doe, and smoked it with the old Monsters Chill. You throw that back over there? I got the old European mount done. Am I going to come fish with you in Missouri? Who is that? Grant, yes, I am coming to one of the Missouri events, I believe. Nate said, I sent you a DM on Facebook. Nate, here's the deal. Please send me a message on Instagram or email Kristie at KristieBassFishing@gmail. I get so many messages on Facebook from like spam and prostitutes and webcam models and all kinds of crazy stuff that it's unreal. I cannot keep up over there. So, if you message me on Instagram and then tell me you message me, I can go look it up. But it's easier to just message me on Instagram.
Hey, Pontiac wants to know what my biggest smallie is. It's a smallie. So Accurate Ways said, do you ever think you'll come to Massachusetts? I promise I'm not a liberal. Yes, we're definitely going to Massachusetts. And I don't have a problem fishing with liberals. There are several liberals out there, including Chris LeMessurier from Michigan and Adam Harbuck from Louisiana. And I fish with those guys. I've had them on my show several times. So what is my personal best largemouth and smallmouth? And so y'all go check out Alex's YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/Aliex, ALIEX FOLGUEIRA. Go check his channel out. Pretty good stuff on there. And my personal best largemouth is 14 pounds, 2 ounces. And my personal best smallmouth is actually only 4 pounds and 11 ounces. I have never broken the 5 pound mark on a smallmouth. That's my goal for this year. If you guys paid attention to the 100-pound challenge, I'm trying to catch 10 bass over 10 pounds, lose 100 pounds, and catch my first smallmouth over 5 pounds this year. That's part of my deal. Caught a lot of 4.5s and 4 3/4 and 4 and some changes, but I just haven't done the. Do I have a link for KBF apparel? I can get Kristie to drop that in there. But basically, the link is just go to kayakbassfishing.com, click on the store, and it's right there. And Ben said we're going to beat 411. I hope so. Sounds good to me. Listen, I've been in the places to do it. I've actually sat back and watched somebody else and told them where to cast, and they caught 5s, 5.5s, 6s. I was even with somebody that caught a 7.2 one time in a spot where I kind of conceded the spot and told them to cast there. And how do I decide whether to use a T-rig, crawl, or a jig? Here's the real simple. Here's the real simple breakdown for me. Actually, before I get into that, so here's the deal. You can't put a link in the comments. I'll put it in the description box below for Kayak Bass Fishing apparel once this goes over onto the channel. But just go to kayakbassfishing.com and click on the store link up on the top, and then you can find all of our apparel there. So this is actually a great question, and it's pretty relevant this time of the year and as we move into spring. How do you choose between a Texas rigged crawl and a jig? And really for me, there's 2 major factors: fall rate, bulk of the bait that I'm looking to present, and the bottom composition. And what I mean by that is if I've got really, really, really hard bottom, I'll fish a Texas rig plastic and I want to click it along the bottom. If I've got grass, I'll fish a Texas rig plastic because I don't want it to punch down into and hang up as much as I do a jig. If I've got rock and wood, and I've got muddy bottom, then I more or less want to fish a jig because a jig has got more surface area. It's generally a little bulkier. And if I want a slower fall rate, I can add a bulkier trailer to a jig. Now, you can compromise that, and you can add a lightweight to a Texas rig plastic, and it can fall slower. So it really depends on 2 major factors: what my bottom composition is, and if I can get away with it. And you can always downsize to a light jig, but if I'm going to downsize to a super light jig, it's mostly because I'm in clear water. But instead of doing that, I'll downsize to a Texas rig plastic, a smaller plastic, drop down to a 2 or 3/0 hook, and fish that more finesse presentation. So for me, it's a combination of fall rate, which can be affected also by your line diameter, and whether or not you're throwing it out and letting it fall vertical, or you're casting it out and the line is swinging through the water column, and the resistance against the line, is affecting how fast it falls. So it just depends. Am I fishing vertically? Am I casting a long ways and letting it fall and working it along the bottom? And am I swimming it at all anywhere in the water column? So Casey Reed said, "What's up, David? I'll be seeing you soon." Okay, so Backwater Bassin said, "Sub to me, I need it. I'll hit you up right after this." And I got some more jack leg on here. Let me go ahead and block them. Sorry about that, guys. That person is gone. Who else is excited as I am for the state challenges? All right, so if you guys don't know about the state challenge series, April 1st, whether you're coming to the Kayak Bass Fishing National Championship, the Kayak Bass Fishing Open, the Rendezvous, us getting married, any of that, the online challenges kick off, and this is a great opportunity for you to qualify for the Kayak Bass Fishing National Championship, pick up some Angler of the Year points, win some money, and kind of get used to the Kayak Bass Fishing system on Tourney X. By the way, I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about it yet, but I got a habit of talking about stuff before I'm supposed to. The Tourney X app is currently in beta, and I am doing the beta testing right now, and it is freaking phenomenal. It's got a live well feature on it. It's got a chat with customer service. It's got a direct contact to customer service. The photo upload interface is amazing. It's just phenomenal. I think it's going to change the way we do this stuff. So the Tourney X stuff is phenomenal.
Marshall Yarbrough said.
Hold on. Somebody said, Jason Crawford said, "Are you the same guy from high school?" I think he's talking to Jason Cobb. So anyway, Chad, in one sentence, what do I love about kayak fishing? Wow, one sentence. How about this? Go watch my video, The Kayak Fishing Experience. That's the best thing I can tell you about what I love about kayak fishing. That video sums it up, and that's the easiest way for me to do it. Tourney X is much improved since Toledo Ben. Man, I hear you, Ben, but wait until you see the way that the app works. The thing is phenomenal. Somebody said something about Not Right Season 2. Actually, we're on Season 6, and we're filming 7 right now. The Tourney X app is a game changer. That you guys are going to love it. Yes, it is. And Jim Smith said, great video. Hopefully you're talking about the kayak fishing experience, so I appreciate that. Yeah, that video has won some awards. It's done really well. I'm super proud of that. And the app is supposed to launch as soon as the beta testing is done. And hold on, I'm actually going to pause that real quick and talk about the app in a minute. So NC Fishon said, Chad, did you ever try to talk again to lose? Hey, will you go grab me that bag we just bought from Cabela's? Yeah. I'm going to show you guys something. So there's a lot of people out there that talk smack about how they approach sponsorships, how they do certain things, what their relationships are with companies, blah, blah, blah. So Casey Reed's asking me about the Smith Mountain Lake tournament. I don't know if I'm going to be there yet, Casey. I got another tournament I'm supposed to be at in Michigan. It's just a matter of juggling my schedule and figuring out what all is going on. But I want to talk to you guys about lose real quick. So this is my bag. We went shopping today. We went up to Barren River Lake, walked around the state park. We went back where we had the trail event a couple weeks ago. Took the kids up there, and there's my receipt. You know, I pay for a lot of my stuff. People think, oh man, it must be nice to get all your everything just sent to you, but I don't. So let's just do a little quick unbagging, if you will. So here's what I picked up today. I got one of them little black ducks from Savage. I'm really looking forward to throwing this thing. I'm looking for like a subtle alternative to the Whopper Plopper. I got some Strike King jigs. I like this little articulating hook swim jig that they've got there. I got some of these structure jigs, the structure jig heads. Those things are phenomenal for rigging a plastic. And so it's ironic enough that somebody said, hey, how do you choose between when you're fishing a jig and a Texas rig? And then a lot of times when they're both applicable, I'll just go to one of these structure jig heads that have the articulating head. Actually, I'll open one of these up. Let me open one of these up and show you exactly how they work. These things are phenomenal with like a Missile Baits D-Bomb, a Flapping Hog from Yamamoto, a Speed Crawl from Zoom, you know, any of those type of baits. Doomsday's got a bait that I've been using, I've been experimenting with. But these little structure jigs that have the head on them that articulates, you know, so that the fish can't throw it, and it's nice and clean. Those things are phenomenal. And again, that's called a jointed structure head from Strike King. So the only reason I'm doing this is because somebody asked a question, and I want to kind of just show you some of the stuff that I picked up today. Actually, let me just take it all out of the bag. So picked up some more of those structure jigs right there from Strike King. Got some white ones so I can fish it like a swim jig. I got Kristie actually picked up a spinnerbait because she thought it was pretty. So anyway, we got that spinnerbait because you thought it was pretty.
No, I got that and some tying fly stuff because I'm gonna
fly tying stuff.
You tie the flies.
Fly tying, not tying fly. Anyway, fly tying stuff.
Anyway, I picked out stuff that's going to coordinate with the colors of the wedding to make a boutonniere for him out of lures. Come on, man.
I don't even know what a boutonniere is, but anyway, so there's that. I got some different weights, different size of those. And then again, like I said, I picked up some of these swim jigs. Let me open one of these things and show you. So Yamamoto makes this bait, this Zako swim bait, and I've been throwing that on these Strike King swim jigs right here with this, where the skirt stands off a bit and the hook articulates around in the back, and have been flat killing them on that. Booyah makes a bait similar to this that I also throw some. I like the lighter version of the Booyah, I like the heavier version of the Strike King. And so, you know, only going off of this tangent because since Kristie went to get the bag, I'll go ahead and just show you kind of everything that I'm picking up right now to boost up the arsenal. I'm actually looking forward to throwing this duck. I bought one a while back and I haven't even thrown it yet. And then I was there today and I saw the like little bit smaller one. All right, so now anyway, back to the lose question. So here's another lose reel. All right, this is one that I actually bought Kristie for Valentine's Day. So I was down in Mississippi fishing, and I came across these when they first came out with the wind grips on them, and it's a pretty sick reel. But I was down to one Shimano reel that I really loved actually, and that was the low profile Chronarch. But I wanted to replace that reel, but nobody had one that matched it for low profile and and functionality. So when this one came out from Lose, this thing is pretty phenomenal, and it's got the wind grips on it. Good little deal, nice and clean, lightweight. It's magnesium frame, fits in your hand really good for throwing, power fishing presentations, repetitive stuff, things you're gonna just gonna grind water with, buzzbait, spinnerbait, swim jigs, things like that. This is the 7:5-to-1 gear ratio, so it's a little bit faster than you would think. But in a kayak with the wind blowing a lot like it does in the spring and in the wintertime going into spring, I like that higher gear ratio so that when I'm drifting towards something, I can keep the bait moving fast, and if a fish hits it coming at me, I can straight up jerk it. So anyway, this pretty much has replaced my Chronarch, but because I bought it for Kristie for Valentine's Day, I had to wait till I could find another one, and I found one at Cabela's today. So I bought this reel today, okay? 100% full retail, bought it myself. I'm not asking for a prize because most people are going, yeah, dude, we buy everything. So here's the deal. A lot of people have been asking me about this since I did my They Said No video to Lose. Yeah, I sent them another email recently and said, last chance. Tournament season's about to kick off. If you guys are interested, let me know, and I will, I'd love to have you on as a partner, blah, blah, blah. No answer. So I'm not exactly sure what the deal is with Lose. They make a great product. Maybe they don't need any promotion. Maybe they don't need advertisement. Maybe they don't need to work with kayak fishermen. Maybe they just think we're just such a small part of the industry that it'll never that it's not worth addressing. So realistically, what I asked for was nothing. I asked for 12 reels for the entire Kayak Bass Fishing Tournament Series, which at their cost is really nothing. And their response was they can't do it. They offered me 2 reels. 2. They wanted to give me a reel for the national champion, and they wanted to give me a reel for the Angler of the Year. And, I don't know if this is going to come across the wrong way, but I'm just going to tell you straight up, you can't offer me two reels like this, 2 reels, and want top billing at the very top level of the biggest kayak fishing tournament event in history. And on top of that, they wouldn't even offer me a reel. Like I said, all right, well, cool, give me a couple reels with it. And they're like, no, it's 2 reels. Like, we can give you 2 reels. And I don't exactly understand the philosophy. I didn't approach Lose. I saw Lose at the FLW Expo when I was down there with Fluke Master, and we were walking around, and one of the guys in the booth recognized me and introduced me to them, and they asked me to send them a proposal. So Lose, here's the deal. I don't know what the hell you were thinking asking me to send you a proposal, but 2 reels ain't going to get it done. And so then we went kind of back and forth, and it just got to the point where it didn't make any sense to me to even keep talking to him. But like I said in the sponsorship video, if I'm going to tell you to use it, and if I'm going to show you that I use it, if I'm going to put my dollar vote down and say that this is what I buy with my money, I'm not going to turn around and flip-flop and say I'm going somewhere else if they don't want to work with me in a professional capacity. Will I be much more easily influenced to try something different now? You're damn right I will be. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to say that Lose reels are not great reels. Right now, they're 100% of what I throw. Well, with the exception of my round reels for big baits, I still throw Shimano Calcuttas for that. And I still have one Shimano CI4 spinning reel because I've slowly but surely replacing my spinning reels with Lose as well. So anyway, since somebody was asking the question, just as recently as today, I bought my lose reel. How much was this thing? It was right there. It was $170 right there. So yeah, I still buy lose reels. I still think lose reels are great reels, and but they don't want to do anything with kayak bass fishing. They're not interested in kayak bass fishing. I think maybe they're already happy with a couple of pros that they have. I don't know the answer. So to answer your question now and in the future, when people ask me about lose reels, I don't know. I'm not going to waste my time going to their booth at the Classic next weekend. I sent them an email asking them, to respond. They didn't respond, and yeah, that's that. That's the extent of it. But someone actually hit the nail on the head when they asked me about this in the video. They said no. When it comes time,
hey, I have a lot of stuff I want to
say. Hey, what's your favorite thing to do? My favorite thing to do is kayak fish. Who is football? I don't know. So somebody said 13 fishing is twice the reel for the same price. It's funny you say that because Gene has actually kind of turned me on to a few of them. I've had a couple of other friends that are 13 fishing guys. I definitely will try and check out a few of the 13 fishing concept reels as I'm playing around. But yeah, I can't tell you what the story is. And so, what's funny is Anthony just chimed in and said, that's weird. They sponsored Tyler's reel fishing. Well, here's the thing though. What you guys have to understand is there's different levels of sponsorship. So a lot of times there's certain people, that project that they're promoted by somebody. And what that means is they get their reels at 50% off and they get a pro deal. And that's not a sponsorship. And this might sound conceited, but I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I'm on a little bit different level than taking a pro deal. This is going to sound crazy. I'd rather pay full price for it and not have to do anything for a company than to get a discount and then them expect to own me for a discount. I don't know if that makes sense to you. If you're a professional in this industry, if you're a professional in any industry, you'll probably understand that. But I'm just not interested in a pro deal. I'm not interested in things like that. I think maybe my subscriber count on YouTube's not high enough. Maybe they don't have World Fishing Network and Sportsman's Channel in their channels. Everybody keeps saying they gave Tyler a ton of rods and reels. That's great. Good for Tyler. That might be where they spent all of their money. And I don't know. So anyway, Brad said, let us ask Kristie some questions, Chad. God. All right, guys, ask Kristie.
No, they've been asking. I have answers.
All right, Kristie, go.
Okay, so Nate, Gloria, actually sent me an email. And so, dude, I hope you don't mind that I'm calling you out. But I think this is a very valid question. For the tournament that's going on this weekend, and by the way, y'all, we had 32 states out of 50 that were participating today. That's pretty exciting.
32 states.
I mean, that's
270 plus anglers.
Yeah.
And we announced it the night before.
Yeah, and so just let me tell you, we have over 100 fish
left to score.
He and I, that's what we're going to
We'll get them caught up tonight and tomorrow, and then shortly after the tournament. We'll have it all done and secured by late tomorrow night or early Monday morning.
So Nate's question was, and he's actually a tournament director for, I don't know if I say Wanahoo, Lake Wanahoo.
Okay.
But he had not paid for his KBF membership yet. So he paid for it today, but it was after the tournament had started. He wants to know if he is still eligible for the qualifying spots. So I think that is...
You're good.
Yeah, I think that's a big question. It's a good question that needed to be asked in an open forum so that if there's other people going, man, I wish that I had done this,
you're
go
good.
ahead and join in.
As long as your membership is paid by the conclusion of the tournament, for this one, we're going to call it good.
Yeah, and it's because, I mean, guys, it was so late notice, and honestly, this is like to blow up Tourney X and see if we can break it.
Yeah.
And it was late notice. It was like, hey, by the way.
Last chance for people to try it out and learn lessons and make mistakes on a free tournament that you're not going to make when you're fishing for $30,000+
Right.
next weekend.
So don't feel like those same things can happen like for the national championship. Like you need to have all your ducks in a row when you get there.
Absolutely.
But yeah, for this weekend, Nate, thanks for doing that because there may be other people out there. So thanks for being the sacrificial lamb. Other than that, hold on a minute. Okay, so y'all, and I haven't looked. Like I said, we have over 100 fish to score. But one of my favorite fish that I scored today, I gave him 1/1,000,000th of an inch, so he did get credit for it. Sculpted a snow bass.
A snow bass, yes.
So thank you. Joe Farson also, remember last week when we were like closing down the shop literally at the landing at Barren River. Don't scoop me, I'm too heavy. At Barren River. Remember how I said, hey, there was somebody from West Virginia that flipped their kayak, and you were like, oh, I wish I'd known about that. It was him.
Who?
Joe Farson. He flipped his kayak at the Barren River, and a man came up and he was like, it was my first kayak tournament ever, and I got to do a water rescue. And I was like, who did you rescue? He's like, I don't know, somebody from West Virginia. So now all that comes together. So I didn't know about the
Joe, you're killing me, man.
I know. Come on, man. But listen. So he lost all of his rods and reels, and he replaced one with a loose. So that's how I knew about him flipping.
Yeah, so, John, we were at Barron's today, and we were there 2 weeks ago. Good kayak for a guy 6'5" and under $1,000. Wilderness Systems ride.
This football life guy, go away.
Wilderness Systems ride. Well, next time he pumps up, I can block him.
Okay.
So, do you peg your weight using a Texas rig, and what's your thoughts on doing it, good or bad? In thick grass or in wood, I do. Any other time, I don't. So, Joe, let me talk to you, bro. Man. And I guess it's my fault for not putting this out at this event. Sometimes I assume when I put these things out, the word just kind of ha, 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 and just makes it out to everybody.
Well, sometimes he thinks things inside of his
But
head.
Yeti, no, I said this out loud because people have claimed it.
Yes.
So Yeti has sponsored us with a first to flip contest. And you are supposed to post a picture of yourself with some kayaks in the water, with some stuff in the water.
But somebody came up and said that.
Oh, man. So if you flip your kayak in any kayak, in any tournament, anywhere, whether it's a Wilderness Systems kayak or anything else out there, you got to take a picture of your stuff in the water, and you post it on Facebook and hashtag Yeti, hashtag flip, and you get a Yeti flip. So, Joe, email Kristie. We'll see if we can figure out a retroactive kind of...
And he may have pictures.
Give you a little love. If you got a picture, post it on Facebook. He did have a picture of a
snow bass today,
yeah,
so
if you got
might have a
picture, post it on Facebook. Hashtag Yeti. Hashtag first to flip. Post it on the Kayak Bass Fishing page.
I posted all of my clothes drying.
Boom. That's all we need is evidence that you flipped, and you're going to win that Yeti Flip 12. And it's bad to the bone.
It's great.
So anyway, go back here. Did Ben Smith talk to you about...
You've got to tell how big this thing is because so many people have asked.
So... check out this, ready for the new app. Casey, look at Jason Proches. He's fishing in shorts and barefoot. Haha, only in Florida. Yeah, that's for sure. What's up, Dwayne? I guess Dwayne just popped in because I see everybody saying, hey. Hey, Chad, what was the weight of the bass behind you?
See, you got to tell him.
So that's a 13-pounder right there. But here's the thing. Let's go ahead and do a Chad Hoover holding a bass experiment. All right? So this is me holding the bass, right? And it doesn't look that big. So this is a perfect example of how this stuff works. Fish isn't that big in front of me, okay? So I'm holding this fish up, and people will be like, people said this was 7 pounds on YouTube. All right? 7. This fish is almost 27 inches, and look at the gut on it. And people said, yeah, that was about 7 pounds. So anyway, this is me holding it. Now watch this. Jump in there, and you hold it. Get in there. Hold it.
Oh.
Yeah, see, that's the difference. It looks a little bigger with somebody micro holding it. I got it.
It's bigger than my head.
I'm gonna put this thing back on the wall. Yeah, this one was 13 pounds, right on the nose. I actually got it on a boger grip, but I was a dumbass and I didn't know how to read a boger grip when I got it, so I called it 11 on the video. So yeah, that bass was 13. Ben Adrian, I definitely need you to hold it. In fact, the video that I just released talks about how you got to be a micro person to fish my tournament. Any plans on having a KBF tourney series for the West Coast California region?
There's two.
D-Ham, there's already a couple up there. There's a challenge series online, so definitely need to go check out our Kayak Bass Fishing Trail page. There are already events in California.
What's your biggest wild bass? Are they all wild? I think they're wild.
What's my biggest wild bass? So I think it's funny when people say that, like you catch them. If you're trying to say that your bass, or if it's caught in a private lake. So actually, my three biggest fish all came from public water. That fish came from private lake. John Bolton, it did come from Mossy Oak. But both of my 14-pounders, my 14-2 and my 14 even, were both caught in public water. And so my biggest fish was actually caught in public water at 14-2. And Jerry Burdown said it's a trick question. Dwayne here, guess Tourney X not broke yet.
Anything in Utah for kayak fishing? Bo Davis, hey, email me at KristieBassFishing@gmail.com. We'll see if we can figure something out, because we don't have anything for Utah yet, but that does not mean that there's a state challenge. I should not say there's nothing. There's a state challenge for Utah, but we don't have a trail. So
John said he loves my reaction when I caught that 13. Listen, man, we had fished hard that day, and we didn't have a single bass over 6 pounds, and everybody else had pretty much given up. My buddy had pretty much paddled back to the truck, and I was throwing a whopper plopper, and I hadn't given up yet, and I was still grinding, and that fish blew up on it like a bomb, and it was unbelievable. It was one of the coolest things ever.
John.
How much weight have I lost? So I've lost right at 40 pounds. I was at 41, but then what did I gain back Wednesday? Like I gained back 1.2.
No, it was 0.8 ounces or something.
0.8. Like I almost gained back a pound, which is weird. It could have been the time of day. So I'm right at 40 pounds. Kayak Fishing Freak said, Chad, can we get in on the Tourney X app beta? You can't get in on the app beta because it's run through Apple, and Dwayne had to select like a few people. And so he was grabbing people with a whole bunch of experience to make sure that we tested everything. But there is a test on Tourney X right now that you can do for free. So Accurate Wayne said, I sold my bass boat for $3,000 for a $6,000 kayak setup. Does this even make sense? Makes 100% sense, because I promise you'll fish out of your kayak more than your $6,000 bass setup or your $3,000 bass setup, and you don't have to pay to power your kayak every time you go fishing.
You don't have to buy gas for the kayak.
What was your email? It's Kristie, Kristie, bassfishing@gmail. Any challenges in Wisconsin? So for everybody that keeps asking where the events are, go to Kayak Bass Fishing Trail on Facebook and click on the events tab. Yes, there's an event in Wisconsin. It's in La Crosse. It's going to be August 4th. And then we're going to do a virtual tournament there. So go to Kayak Bass Fishing Trail on Facebook. All the events are on there. That'll help you keep track of it. And then also go to Tourney X. We're populating the events over there as fast as we can. And we also have them all listed on the Kayak Bass Fishing page. So go to kayakbassfishing.com and search for trail. Search for KBF Trail, and then it'll pull up the events. Or you can just search for events. Tourney X said, why are you asking? I was just asking because you were late getting here and people were asking questions. And we had already talked about the app there, Dwayne. Is the direct image or down imaging sonar really much better than traditional sonar? Yes. Like, the difference between down imaging, side scan, structure scan, anything like that, and traditional sonar is bigger than the difference between having sonar and not having sonar, in my opinion. Do I tape shows during the trail series? Yes, I do. You will definitely fish more out of a kayak. Yes, you will. Two guys and some tackle said you got a signed hat and you appreciate it. Thanks, buddy. I'm glad you like it.
Hey, somebody else asked about a challenge in Wisconsin. Remind them that there is a challenge for every state every month.
There's a challenge for every state every month.
Because they couldn't hear me.
Yeah, and then Grab Life by the Fish said he fishes 200 times more out of his kayak than his boat. Matthew Spencer said, thanks for having a new canoe part of the series. Blake Young is awesome. And Southern Bassin said he flipped mine today. Can I just take a pic of my stuff drying or what? No, it's only during live events, brother. Sorry about that. Grant Henderson said on the Mississippi. Hey, Chad. Oh, yeah. Sorry, man. Some of this stuff is coming back through twice. Sorry about that. And John Bolton is doing my oh my God. And yeah. So, I got a lot of crap for that. Actually, I've got a lot of crap for a couple of fish where I got excited and people commented and said, oh, you act like it's the first fish you ever caught. Listen, I've said this. If I've said this once, I've said it 100 times on my channel. If I get to the point where I don't get jacked up when I catch a big fish, I will quit and do something different. When I catch a big fish, I still feel like I am freaking 10 years old, jacked up on Mountain Dew, and I love it, so I'm going to keep doing it. All right, Denora Exora Valalta, there's your shout out. And he said he's leaving. He has to go to sleep.
Oh, there's somebody in Brazil.
I had a tournament on Smith Lake today. Have you ever fished there? Yes, I have. Oh boy, it's from Brazil. Good night, man. I don't know how to say bueno. I don't know how to say it in Portuguese. I know how to say it in Spanish, but I don't want to be an American that acts like everybody in South America speaks Spanish, so I'm not going to fake it. At Kayak Bass TV, do you go to DL? What is DLHS? I don't know what that means. Can you spell that out, Jason Crawford, and I'll let you know for sure. I'm probably going to go, oh, man, as soon as I see it, but I don't know what that means off the top of my head. Alex said that he just got happy when I catch one fish. It doesn't matter if it was a bait fish. Absolutely. How do you know if fish are being caught in public waters for the online tournaments? You know what? For the most part, it's an honor system. For the most part, we get a GPS notification, and it really is a lot of it's got to do with the honor system.
David Lipscomb High School.
What's that?
David Lipscomb High School, DOHS.
Oh, David Lipscomb High School. Okay, sorry about that. Amen. I'm with Chad. Every catch is exciting. Hey guys. Takeem said I'm a badass fisher. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. My Simply Rob Smith said, just want to let you know I bought my first kayak since watching your channel. Heck yeah, man. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Southern Bassin said he sent us the post on Instagram. Thanks, brother. I'll get it on there and I'll post it up sometime tomorrow.
People have asked if you've ever been ice fishing.
What is my favorite way to fish a Cinco? Wet. I like to fish them wet. I like them wacky rigged. I like them Texas rigged. I'll Carolina rig them. My favorite way to fish a Cinco is in the water. I'm not like Gene. I'm not like Fluke Master, who's too proud to say that I fish a Cinco. I will fish a Cinco when I have to get the bite done.
I have seen Gene Jensen catch a fish on a
Yeah,
Cinco.
Gene just doesn't like to admit it. Yeah, Jerry Burdine said KBF members don't cheat. It's not worth losing everything. What day am I getting to Paris? I'm going to get to Paris Tuesday night, come back home, and then go back up Wednesday night. So I'll be there Tuesday, Wednesday. I might even get there Sunday for a little touch and go. And we will also be...
we'll be there on Wednesday.
We'll be on there this Wednesday to do another Facebook Live or YouTube Live from there. Alex said he got his first kayak because of me. Man, I can't... Listen, regardless of whether or not I've heard it 1,000 times, I love hearing that. That is what I do this for. This is, this is my kind of my message to the world is get in a kayak and experience this way to fish. And so I love it. Wayne Atkins said he bought the book this week. Loves it, man. I'm glad you like it. I'm looking forward to updating that soon. All right. Bill's Catch 22 says... Plans on fishing the tournament on Lake St. Clair. Looking forward to it. A shout out for subs to my channel would be cool. Y'all go check out Bill's Catch 22 channel and give him a sub and follow a fellow angler out there trying to share some content. And yeah, go check him out. Bill's Catch 22. What are the fish doing right now since they are going to spawn until this cold front's come through and now that it's warmer weather? They are doing right now what's called staging. So here's the way to remember it. Just remember catch STDs. It's not really that hard to remember that. Everybody's heard that phrase before, and it's vulgar, but you'll remember this. Shallow to deep. Start in your shallow spots. Work your way out deep. Your first offshore hump, your first secondary point, or your first a travel corridor point, funnels and choke points and things like that near spawning areas, and somewhere between 6 and 12 foot of water. By and large, those fish are going to be staging. So just remember, catch STD, work your way from shallow to deep until you find the fish, and that is the quickest way to get to them. Somebody asked me, do I deal with LTB at all? Nope, I don't have a deal with any of them. I have a subscription to Mystery Tackle Box, but I don't have a deal with anybody.
Okay, time out. David Kittrell, I love you. I'm probably not going to be fishing the open because it's the day before my freaking wedding. And I'm a judge. And I've got to make sure that, like, the meal is ready and the rooms are pretty and, you know, all the stuff that I do. So... yeah, no, I probably won't. And at this point, every day that I don't go fishing is more days that he has to take me fishing to make the 100. And if he doesn't do it, then he has to double it next year. So I win either way, but I'm not going to be fishing in Paris. Sorry.
Brendan Clark said he caught a 9.6 yesterday. That's awesome, Brendan. Congrats. Send us a picture of it and we'll get it posted on our Instagram. David said, well, I had to ask. What it is he knows that you've been fishing with me and he's scared that you're going to be fishing in the open. Everybody's scared that you're going to start fishing these tournaments. That's what it is. I know what's up.
The tournaments. Everybody be like, you're only catching fish because you know Chad.
What do you think about the 440 challenge, 444 challenge on KBFTN? I actually haven't seen that. I'll have to look that up and get back to you. Do you have any smallmouth river fishing tips for early spring cold water? Yeah.
Yes,
throw
John,
a Senko.
I would be late to my wedding.
Throw a Senko, a lightweight hair jig, use a heavy rod, heavier than you normally would. Don't go in a river for smallmouth with some light, chintzy crap. The Doomsday Turtle on a jig head is freaking phenomenal. And a Zoom Speed Crawl on a jig head is phenomenal for this time of year fishing the river. And you can't go wrong with you cannot go wrong with a Ned rig or, you know, some type of jig head. A jig with a curly tail grub on it is probably one of the top most overlooked lures out there. The twin tail grub from Yamamoto on a 1/4 ounce or an 1/8 ounce jig head with an open exposed hook is phenomenal.
Wait, what is MLF?
It's Major League Fishing style. Lake Barkley is better. Ned rig is good. Ned rig hangs up a lot in rivers when you're moving in the kayak. And Brendan said, check your phone. I'll send it to you now. That's cool, but I'm on my phone right now, so I can't check it till we get off. But anyway, so ice fishing. Somebody keeps asking about ice fishing.
See, I did it. Woo!
So, yes, I have been ice fishing, but it was really more drinking in an outhouse in the vicinity of a hole where fishing was going on. So technically I have been ice fishing, but it was really more drinking with another person in this outhouse type structure that was portable, that was drug out there with a four-wheeler or a snowmobile, and then there was a hole there with a rod in it, and there was a fish caught. So technically I've been ice fishing, but it was really more drinking in the vicinity of a hole in the ice.
Have you caught a fish, though?
I did not catch one.
So you didn't go catching?
Fishing. I said fishing.
Okay.
I have been ice fishing. I watched one get caught. There was a tip-up rod. And yeah, I was there. It happened. So I've been ice drinking, yes.
Hey, look, Brent Messer's on here.
Is there any kayak fishing tournaments
We're fishing
on the Caney Fork or Calf Killer Rock Out on Center Hill? No, there are not, Stephen, that I know of. NC Fish On say, can I give his channel a shout out? Hell yeah, give your channel a shout out. You guys go check out NC space Fish space On.
He also
channel.
wants a signed hat.
And yeah, send Kristie an email and we'll get you a signed hat.
Kristie Bass Fishing.
KRISTIE at bassfishing@gmail.com. Chad, ever bass fish northeast? Yeah, I've bass fished in the Northeast. I've been to Jersey. I used to go up to Jersey all the time, fished up there a lot. Josh said Barkley versus Kentucky Lake. I like Kentucky Lake now. I like Barkley in a month. Chad, go back and answer Southern Bass. Southern Bass, restate your question and I'll jump on it.
Yeah, I can't find it.
Alex, yes, you can get a signed hat. Email Kristie. KristieBassFishing@gmail.com, and I will get you. Bill York asked me, what brand of rods do I prefer? I prefer All Pro rods because that is my company. So we are relaunching All Pro rods right now. We are going to have some new rods. Actually, we're not going to have new rods. We're going to have the same rods, just updated with a different graphic in about 60 days. We're going to have some rods going up on kayakbassfishing.com in the store for sale pretty soon at a good discount. And then we are going to have the major discounts at the national championship. Joey Satterfield said, Chad, let me print your apparel and hats. Joey, you will have to email kbfjoe@gmail.com and make that offer. I'll let Joe handle all of that. I got out of that business. And so, yeah, I go fishing now. Eric Nelson said, I have an All-Pro rod and didn't know you owned the company. Well, officially now it is. Brandon Kidd said, is Hook One going to carry them? Hook One's not going to carry them. Can we be informed when they are in the store? The APR. Yes, you will be informed. Watch my Facebook page, watch my Instagram, and watch here on YouTube. You will not be able to miss the All Pro rods are now in stock explosion. So yes, subscribe to Kayak Bass Fishing channel. Go like the Kayak Bass Fishing channel, and you will not be able to miss it. No, we're not married yet. We're getting married April 1st on Kentucky Lake.
2 weeks from today.
What's the best inexpensive kayak for big guys like us? I say inexpensive, probably the Ride from Wilderness Systems, the base model. My fiance wants to know if y'all's wedding plans to share for a fisherman's wedding. What is that?
So here's the deal. Our wedding will probably, I'm assuming, be on YouTube Live and Facebook Live, so y'all can totally watch it on April 1st. And then also it'll probably be all over social media because there are going to be about 600 anglers there. I don't know if they're all going to come in for the wedding or if some people are going to stay outside. I have no idea. But you'll get to see what's happening. It's not really fishing themed because the tournament's happening, so I didn't.
It's fishing everywhere.
Yeah,
the whole thing is fishing themed because we're right in the middle of a fishing tournament.
About, and it's not going to be as easy for me to answer that. But hey, email me or have your fiance email me, KristieBassFishing@gmail.com, and I'll hook her up with some stuff. Anything I can tell her about. So. All
right. So We Do It said, can Hard Fishing get a shout out? Yeah, y'all go check out Hard Fishing. We'll do a shout out show.
Dwayne Wally, have y'all registered anywhere yet? Need gift ideas. I want Chad to just give a estimate, conservative estimate even, of how many times I've said, hey babe, could we maybe go register somewhere? Because everybody keeps asking, hey babe, I know that we were going to yesterday, but what, do you feel like maybe we could today? Hey babe, where do you want to register? So honey, about how many times does that question come up?
So Franco said, Chad, I can't wait to take my son out kayak fishing someday. It looks like you and your son always have a kick-ass time. Yes, we do. So get your son and get him out in a kayak. My son is 17 now, and he does his own thing. He's in the, I don't want to go fishing with my dad because everybody, blah, 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 like every 17-year-old boy. So we don't fish together as much as we used to, but I'm sure it will come back around. Travis said, Chad won't stop buying stuff. Ha, ha, ha. We won't be registering at Hook One. Can you register at Bass Pro? I thought we talked about that.
Okay, so they have no wedding registry. You can make a wish list, but it only is like in your account at Bass Pro, like on an online account or whatever. So I think they're totally missing the boat, and I need to talk to somebody in marketing because I feel like other couples would register. Like I would register for fishing and hunting stuff.
Yeah, so here's the deal. She has asked me 50 times at least about the whole hunting, about the registering thing. I am one of the most blessed people in this sport for the gear blessings that I have. I've got great sponsorship opportunities. I get a lot of cool stuff. I love giving stuff away. And so it's really awkward to to ask for stuff or to say, hey, this is something yeah, I mean, this
Well,
is
it's a
something.
fishing tournament too. Like I didn't think
This
that
is
people would
something
pack
that
any
I
wedding
need,
presents.
and so I didn't want people to have to inconvenience themselves to bring us wedding gifts and things like that. And so, let me answer another question real quick.
Speaking of Bass Pro,
And
have
so-
you ever used it as sin?
So everybody talks about how
love
hard.
it.
Everybody talks about my son fishing. So check this out. When I'm done here, I'm gonna upload a picture of him from Instagram. Yesterday it was like 20 degrees. Now when I upload this picture on my Instagram, all of the safety Nazis out there are gonna be like, "Dude, that's your son. You're supposed to be a pro." It was 20 degrees, and this knucklehead and a buddy went out there in blue jeans, hunting boots, a hoodie, and a PFD. Now, that's not safe for water immersion, but I do want you guys to understand that when they went out there, they were basically 50 yards from the bank at all times, and so I give him a little bit of a pass. But as soon as I saw that he did that, I ordered him the bibs from NRS, getting him a dry top, and I'm going to make sure that he is covered. A lot of times in the winter, he stays on smaller bodies of water, ponds and rivers and things like that, and the anti-exposure is not as big a deal. And we always have a ditch bag inside the kayak. If you do flip the kayak, you pull it to the bank, you take out your stuff, you build a fire, and you change clothes. So when I post that picture, I'll just show you that this little knucklehead is out there pretty much slamming them on his own by now. He caught like a 15-pound. It was either a stripe or a hybrid. I didn't look real good at the picture. But yeah, he's a little fishing machine. A little chip off the old block. What length of rods do you use from your kayak and you're 44 but can adopt me and take me kayak fishing? All right, Robbie, just holler at me and I'll take you. I use anything from a 6'9" spinning rod all the way up to a 7'11" flipping stick Alabama rig rod and sometimes an 8-foot swim bait rod.
Hey, thanks to
All right, so-
Kristie for the Lake Belvedere Trail event in Iowa. So pumped. We
Y'all
are
are
very excited
awesome.
too.
Just like my son Jonathan, and you all still need to hunt Fort Campbell. Yes, we do, Matthew Spencer. Reach out to us. If you know anything about it, I'd love to. We were just up there at Cross Creek WMA scouting for the Dover fishing trip, and I said to Kristie, I have got to get up here to Fort Campbell, learn this area. I've got the benefit being retired military to hunt up there.
Somebody a minute ago, like a long minute ago at the beginning of this, said from the Clarksville group, if we need any help at the national championship, that the Clarksville group would love to help us.
So Travis Ashley said, I told Matt to come hunt my property. Listen, if you got a place to hunt for turkey, hog, deer, squirrel, anything, right now, I'm going to stop this thing. Email Kristie Bass Fishing, put hunting in the subject line, and we are on it. It is not going to be that hard for you to twist my arm. So y'all reach out to me, and I will definitely come hunt with you. We Do It said, how can I get a signed hat again? Go to email Kristie about the signed hat. Tell her what size your gourd is, and I'll get you one. That's all the signed hats I can do for today.
John Bolton,
And,
yes, email me.
John, we do take them. Email Kristie right now. Hey, Travis is Indian Mound. Dude, listen, I am not kidding you. In late November when they were rutting, I was up in, where were we at? We're in Cross Creek, right? When we went back there. I saw the biggest
Oh, my word.
buck on hoof that I have ever seen in my life. This sucker was standing out in a field like the Prudential, stag. He was every bit of 200 inches and just phenomenal. Ben said, welcome to Hunt, Ohio with me. I'm down, dude. Y'all hit me up for hunting, and I am all about it. Backwater Bassin. Y'all go check out Backwater Bassin. Just give me a shout out. I love that name. So you'll always get a shout out from me with a cool name like Backwater Bassin. I do a lot of that myself and love it. Thoughts on the Old Town Predator Minn Kota XL. Listen, I'm not going to hate on anybody, nor do I, do any kayak bashing whatsoever. But I will tell you this. We had an event on Bienville Plantation, and we had 2 people that ended up in the water. Jonathan Hager, I'll ask your college question in just a second. A team of 3, actually I'll answer it now. A team of 3 can compete against a team of 5, but the team of 3 can only enter 3 fish, so you're already at a major disadvantage. We can't allow teams of 3 to enter multiple fish per person, because then what would happen is teams would automatically sandbag and put their better guys on there and not let the other people fish. So You can fish a team of 3, but you'll only be able to enter one fish per angler. So what was I talking about?
I don't know. Hunting? A
Hunting.
The pescador.
Oh,
No,
so the Predator XL. So I have not had any personal experience, but we had an event on Bienville, and only 2 people of the entire event flipped, and only 2 people flipped in anything that we've had at Bienville, and both of them were in Predators. So neither one of them were the XL, and I don't have any experience with them. In fact, one of my friends, Casey Reed, has more experience in the Predator than probably anybody I know. So you guys can ask Casey Reed to jump in and answer those questions. But I personally don't know enough about them to answer that question specifically. What are your top 3 tips for bank fishing? Well, my number 1 tip for bank fishing is get a kayak. My number 2 tip for bank fishing is refer to my number 1 tip for bank fishing. And then my number 3 tip for bank fishing is refer to my first 2 tips on bank fishing. No, actually, probably my best bank fishing tip is to don't try too much. To try to keep it simple. Don't fish parallel because you're going to hang up a lot. Don't try to cast to the middle of the pond. Everybody in the middle of the pond is casting to the bank, and everybody on the bank is casting to the middle of the pond. Generally cover and structural changes are going to be a few feet to, 10, 15 feet off the bank. Cast out there, slow work it. Texas rig plastics are weedless. Keep it simple. My number 1 lure for bank fishing, no matter what I ever do, is a Texas rig lizard. You cannot go wrong with a Texas rig lizard. Bank fishing, it works in a lot of different scenarios. I've caught fish swimming in it, yo-yoing it, dragging it on the bottom, and dead sticking it. So if I was stuck on a bank and I had to fish something, I would fish a Texas rig lizard. So anyway, back to the registry thing, and then we're going to knock this thing off. We've already been on here for 72 minutes, and I said I was going to keep it an hour today, but here's the deal. For the registry thing, I have been torn because, like I said, I'm very blessed. So here's what I would say. Kristie wants her own fishing stuff, okay? She gives me a lot of smack for not having her own stuff, and I kind of feel like, man, I got all this stuff. What do you need your own stuff for? So here's what I would tell you guys. Kristie is probably in need of more bass fishing stuff than I am, and because she's got this little thing about having her own stuff, I say that we just bombard Kristie with fishing gifts. She doesn't have any sponsorship affiliation. She doesn't have any limitations. She doesn't have anything that precludes her from using any brand of lure, any brand of rod, any brand of reel. Actually, no, she's sponsored by All Pro, so, But other than that, I mean, she's kind of wide open.
You as a sponsor.
So she's kind of wide open. So I don't know how do we communicate that? How do we articulate to them? You can't register anywhere. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Maybe if they have a favorite lure, they could explain to me where and when I need to use it.
So what do? Bring it to the tournament? Mail it to us?
No.
So a lot of you guys probably aren't going to make it to the Kayak Bass Fishing National Championship. So here's the deal. Our address is always in the description box of this video. And I would like for you to go to, you can also go to @Kayak Bass Fishing on Instagram, and our address is on there. And so just address it a wedding gift to Kristie, okay? And I won't open them. We'll let her open them on the channel here. We'll do an unboxing, wedding gift video, and y'all send her wedding gifts. Send them to Kayak Bass Fishing, care of Kristie. Go ahead and put Kristie Hoover at this point.
I think that's safe. And
put 170 East Main Street, Suite D, number 128, Hendersonville, Tennessee, 37075. And again, that address will be in the description box below, as well as if you go to our Instagram page @Kayak Bass Fishing, it's listed there as the address. and just send her fishing stuff. Send her reels, send her clothes, hats, sunglasses. Send her hunting stuff because she's going to be hunting this year.
Listen.
What size shirt are you?
It depends.
Medium. Send her medium. What size pants are you? Like extra short, medium?
Kid size? No, I'm not. I mean, if they come medium,
just go with the safe bet and send lures or whatever. I mean, like I said, this feels weird for me. People keep asking, and I really appreciate it. And
do you think it messes up a lure if you write in Sharpie on it?
I don't know. I don't think it does. I don't want to be disrespectful when people keep asking. So please don't think that this is me, kind of soliciting.
Joyce Reed, I don't know why I didn't think about that. She goes, "Hey girl, I got 2 words for you. Gift cards. Just ask for gift cards." I didn't think about that. Like, I guess if there was a gift card to Bass Pro or Cabela's, I could buy my own fishing stuff if they didn't want to pick something out. But I never even thought about that.
Yeah, I mean, send her gift cards to
That's
Kristie
great.
Bass Fishing at Gmail. And then what we'll do is we will go shopping for Kristie. And then what we'll also do is, what if we could do...
Sweatpants it is, John Bolton said.
What if we did, you went shopping and you bought yourself something and you bought a veteran something for Heroes on the Water at the same time?
Oh my goodness, that would be great. And if you're coming to the wedding, because really, okay, listen, I do have the hookup. It's not mine, and I have to give it back at the end of every fishing trip. But really, if I want to use some fishing stuff, I can borrow his. I just don't like going and not being able to find my stuff and not being able to organize because I'm a little bit of a freak. But anyway, I can borrow it. So if you're coming to the wedding and instead of bringing me something, why don't you just donate money to Heroes on the Water? That would be awesome.
Yeah, or that. See, that's the other thing. That's why it's just weird to ask for stuff.
Because, I can borrow his stuff anytime.
So y'all can bring her...
That was a hook.
I just hooked myself good.
The only time I can't borrow it is when Austin has taken it. Because once he borrows it, it is never back again. So, but that's the only time. Film for the shopping trip. See, if they did gift cards, then we could film the shopping trip. That's a good idea too.
All right,
Y'all
so
are full of great
send
ideas.
gift cards to the address below in the description box. She'll go shopping. I'll video it, and you guys can be very entertained by Kristie's questions when she's looking.
What kind of uniform, Matthew Spencer, and where would you show up to? Is it the wedding?
Let me tell you something right now. People keep asking about winter lures, and so I'm just going to tell you. You need to throw one of these right now. Right there. That's a big old spoon. You need to throw something like that right there. Can you see that? This is weedless. This is a doctor's spoon. I like that two-tone color. Like a hitchhiker on it with a little trailer. That right there thrown out. Wobble to the bottom. Let it hit. Snatch. Reel up your slack. Deadly. Deadly. Okay.
Oh, hey, wait. One more thing about the wedding, and then we got to stop. But Michael Gibson, listen to this. He said, my wife is a silversmith, and she said she's going to make you guys something for the wedding. Now, let me just tell you something. If any of y'all make homemade stuff, that's pretty cool, too.
Yeah, absolutely. Somebody said, can we put $1 on a crankbait and throw it at Chad at the wedding? Yes, you can. I'll do a little dance.
Do a little dance.
My dad is a little bigger, like you. Thank you. And we're going down the river next weekend, and he really needs to get a good kayak that isn't expensive. Any recommendations? Yeah, the ride, man. The ride from Wilderness Systems with the basic seat is phenomenal. And if not, you can get... there is a Cabela's boat. I can't think of the name of it. It's like a field and... No, it's not a field... it's an adventure or something like that. That thing is a really good value. You got to check that boat out.
Hey, Joe.
So yeah, I would say the Ride 135, Ride 115.
I love the Ride 135.
In the basic
Somebody's asking for
system.
a review, and I'm just going to say awesome.
So, Brian McIntyre asked for a Radar 135 review.
Radar, yeah.
Kristie
Awesome.
loves it. I love it.
I love it.
We've got the
Love
pedal
it.
drive and played with it a bit, but it's a prototype. Matthew Spencer said, bikini fishing? Chad, I'm good. Nope, I'm good, Things a tank.
What should we wear to the
Sup,
wedding?
bro,
Just fishing
Scotland.
clothes is good.
Anything
Whatever you
fishing
in.
clothes.
Yeah.
How does the 135 pedal? Brian, it's hard to actually answer that question because my pedal drive is a prototype, and it was a prototype more for looks than performance, and so it's hard to say, man. It's the one that I've got now is a little loud, but from everything that I understand, it's supposed to be a lot quieter and a lot smoother, and some of the videos that I've seen from the production run versions are pretty awesome. We're going to be doing a win it before you can buy it, and you know, we're going to be doing a win it before you can buy it at the national championship. The How Big Bass Brawl is going to be phenomenal. The Open's going to be phenomenal. The national championship's going to set records. Robbie said, I'm new to your channel and loved your videos. Great to see videos like you and Gene do. Keep up the good work. Thanks, brother. Appreciate that. One Love, help me get to 100 subscribers. So y'all go check out Melvin Jefferson. Help brother man get to 100 subscribers. Come on, y'all. Go help out Melvin Jefferson and check out his channel. Hey, we do it. Do us a favor. I see the message popped up a couple times about Kristie getting the email. She can't actually check it while we're doing this because she's trying to help answer questions. So you guys wait to... y'all just wait till the video's over and she can check it after that.
I have received several emails through this live feed.
Bill said, you both are great. Congrats on the upcoming wedding. Thanks, man. We appreciate it. Bill's Catch 22 said it is called the Cabela's Advanced Anglers 120 Kayak. I saw one today. In fact, I helped a couple gentlemen talk about it, and one of them ended up walking out with one of them. So I think it's a really good laid out boat. Looks like a great value. And, you know, I definitely would paddle it and give it a shot. Commander's still selling. I think they discontinued it there, John. So I have not been able to use it in 2 years because they wanted me to use the other boats on the show. Personally, I still do, but on the show, I don't. And
Joe or Walt wants to know if there's going to be a swap area at Paris. That brings up a great point, Joe. Thanks.
Somebody said my beard is coming back. Yes, it is, Joshua. I appreciate that. So the 426 mid-art. Okay, sorry, I can't read the whole thing, man. It's real small. My take on Huddleston Deluxe swim baits. I like them. I'm not a swim bait expert by any stretch of the imagination, but I definitely like the Huddlestons. I like how they suspend. I like how you can reel them real slow, and they got that big wedge tail on them, so I'm a fan. Joshua Booth said, so many yaks help sponsor, but it seems like Feel Free isn't involved much. Why is this? Joshua, I think the answer to that question is something that's better directed at Feel Free. We offered them a sponsorship position last year. They sponsored a couple of events. We offered it to them again this year. They didn't want to be involved. I honestly think it's because they're overwhelmed with growth and they're kicking butt, and so they don't need to right now. And yeah, that's just something that you'll have to ask them and that they'll figure out, you know, on their own as they start to grow. JCT's Castaway said, looking forward to seeing you guys on Lake of the Egypt. We're looking forward to coming there, and he says he's buying a round. I don't think you know this, but it's a 2-round minimum when we come fishing, so you got to buy us. I'm just kidding. We're looking forward to coming up there as well.
For a minute, because I was kind of zoned out.
Would the Commander be good for Barren River Lake? I would prefer with Barren River,
2 rounds of
especially up there as the wind picked up last week. I would be more comfortable in a sit-on top. The Fish Miser said, I'm still waiting for the fish taco to explode.
Hey, I'm needing to know about, somebody asked if there's going to be a swap in Paris, and I said, hey, I'm glad you asked that, and then you skipped me.
Eric Briggs said the Commander 120 is still available, but the 140 is canceled. So yeah, Eric, that's true as far as sales. What he asked was, are they still selling? I don't know that they're selling because they're not being promoted. And so the Commander 120 is still available. A lot of dealers don't stock it. It is still available, and the Commander 140 they canceled. I was a big fan of the Commander 140, one of my favorite boats ever, but it didn't sell as well as it should have, and it's just one of those things.
Whoa. Gotta watch the 19.3 caught on Huddleston and see how slow that dude was reeling.
Oh, Stephen Heath said Academy Sports and Outdoors sells several nice kayaks. That's actually true. They do sell some great boats. They've got some Perception stuff in there. They've got some Pelican stuff that actually looks pretty decent these days, so I wouldn't be against it. Ben said, Ponduct Outfitters to you guys. Got to watch the 19.3 caught on the Huddleston and see how slow that dude was reeling it. Yeah, man, I love those things for slow reeling it. They're just phenomenal. Let's see here. Casey Reed, I'm going to try to get Old Town involved with KBF. Sounds good, brother. Alan will buy the other. What's your favorite time of the year to fish? Let me see. Cameron, to be honest with you, my favorite time to fish is probably when everybody else isn't fishing. And I know that sounds bad, but it's like I like to have the water kind of a little more to myself. I like the transitional times. I like getting out there earlier than most people do in the winter. And I like basically getting out there. I like getting out there at night a lot. Most of my personal fishing, when I'm not videoing, I'm not shooting YouTube, I'm not doing the TV show, is night fishing. The night fishing is difficult to photograph. It's difficult to film. And to a certain extent, sometimes I just got to unplug and go fishing. And so nighttime is the right time.
Some other people said more information on the rendezvous would be helpful.
Kayak Gaming said, how do I convince my dad that a kayak is the way to go? Just have him watch my channel, man. That's simple. Have him watch the Kayak Fishing Experience video. Tell him how cheap it is. And have I fish him, and just the benefits of it. Frank said, Kristie, don't go falling asleep on us.
I know. Sorry, guys.
So here's the thing. I've gotten a lot of questions about the rendezvous. Like, hey, any more details on the rendezvous? It's not really a detail-oriented endeavor. It's come to Paris, go fishing, hang out, meet other kayak anglers, and rendezvous. It's not really organized. It's a rendezvous. It's a get-together. It's a goof-off. It's not designed to have an agenda. It's not designed to have an itinerary. It's kind of like Daytona or Sturgis for motorcyclists, for kayakers. Just bring your butt to Kentucky Lake. Come check out the National Championship. Come check out the Open. Fish it if you want to. Don't fish it if you don't want to. Come watch us tie the knot and have a good time and fellowship and come to one of the best fishing cities in the country. Meet some of the top kayak fishermen in the country. Come get some smoking deals from Harbuck Outdoors, who stepped up and they're the retailer for this event. There's going to be some show specials. You're going to get phenomenal deals on all pro rods before we launch this, comeback trail. We're going to be doing a ton of giveaways. The How Big Bass Brawl has got 6 kayaks in it now, including one of my personal kayaks. We're giving away 3 pedal drives, 2 motor drives. So there is no real agenda for the rendezvous. The rendezvous is come get together. There's going to be a gear swap. There's going to be a meet and greets. We're going to throw together some seminars and some instructional stuff. But by and large, it's all going to come together in about the last week and a half, which is almost here. So the rendezvous isn't that organized. It probably never is going to be that organized. It's just an opportunity for kayak anglers all over the country to converge in one spot. And it just so happens this time to be co-located with the biggest event in kayak fishing history for bass fishing, the biggest payouts in kayak fishing history, and a lot of vendors and a lot of influential people in the paddle sports industry all in one place. And it's a great place for you to come fellowship, come share and grow your existing relationships, make new ones, and be part of this kayak fishing movement and be part of the kayak fishing brotherhood. So it's not designed to be over organized. Come to the Paris Convention Center Thursday, Friday, Saturday, get some deals, meet some people, hang out, go fishing, drive around and look at the lake, sleep lake, pitch a hammock on the bank, sleep when the sun's out in the middle of the day, catch fish, eat, hang out, drink a beer. It's that simple. It's not really designed to have a whole crazy, agenda. It's a rendezvous. Come rendezvous. That's all,
And I think it's important to say, if anybody has stuff that, like if you have custom lures that you make, bring them and set up a little table and sell them. If you have gear that you want to swap out with other anglers, everybody bring your gear that you want to swap out, and then everybody can just sit there and swap out stuff. It's just a time to hang out, have camaraderie, be a community, and just enjoy who we are as a group. So
if you want to
come out and have fun.
If you want to be a vendor there, like she said, if you've got a small lure company, a small product company, and you're not on a monster scale, this is a great opportunity to get in front of a ton of kayak anglers. Email adam.harbuck@gmail.com
or email
Kristie Bass Fishing @gmail, and she'll put you guys in touch.
Yeah.
If you want to donate to the How Big Bass Brawl, we'll get you some exposure for your product line. It'll help grow the prize pool for a great cause. We're going to raise a bunch of money for Heroes on the Water so they can do a lot of good for this awesome organization. And, come out and support being able to raise money for those guys. So that's pretty much it.
Casey Reed has a great question. Is the fairgrounds going to be open for all of us the whole week to hang out after pre-fishing? I don't think the fairgrounds will be, but I would say they're
I don't know. Let me find out.
Yeah, we'll find out. We're going on Wednesday to do some stuff up there, just final stuff.
Yeah, I'll talk to the fairgrounds coordinator to find out exactly how open it is.
Yeah.
And,
So Casey, at the latest, we'll let you know by Wednesday, probably on that live feed.
We'll be live from Paris next week, so we'll let you know then.
So that'll be the latest time that you'll know, but we may, be able to make some phone calls and figure that out too, but at least by Wednesday.
We'll post it on the Facebook page for the Kayak Bass Fishing Open National Championship, the regular Kayak Bass Fishing page, and the Kayak Bass Fishing members only. All right, guys, I'm going to end this with asking you for your help to do us what we do. Go to kayakbassfishing.com. Check out the membership page. Check out the membership benefits. Consider becoming a member of Kayak Bass Fishing. That's how we're going to continue to bring this great tournament series. That's how we're going to continue to build this platform, for using this platform to raise money for a great cause, which is Heroes on the Water for us. We're looking at partnering with a couple of other charities, but it is what enables us to do what we do. It's what enables us to not be, a slave to sponsorships. It's what allows us to have the flexibility and the freedom to do this the way that we want to do it, the way that we know it needs to be done, and to continue to push and grow the sport of kayak fishing and do it in the right direction. So you guys wait for this video to go live on Kayak Bassin TV. Please do me a favor, smash that subscribe button. Do me a favor and hit the thumbs up video on this video. As always, thank you for all your support. We will see you next time on KBF Live. Until then, you guys get out there and catch some bass and kick some ass, and we'll see you next time.